I am. There we go. I look like shit. I know I do. It's all right. I'm looking scruffy, guys. So tonight's stream is just a hangout. I figured I would stream, kind of talk to everybody, fill you in as what's going on next Thursday, 5 o'clock here. Uh, Actually, let me rephrase that. Probably be 4 o'clock here next Thursday. So time is still to be announced because I'm not sure. I may have I may have an engagement, prior engagement that I may need to attend to. I don't know for sure, but it falls on Thursday evenings. And it might be on YouTube and Twitch. But that is neither here nor there, but next Thursday, probably 4 o'clock, we're going to be doing the giveaway. I'll just say 4 o'clock for now. It might be 5. 4 or 5, somewhere in there. We're going to do the giveaway. I'm going to try and wrap it in an hour just to play it safe. We're going to do like a 1-hour stream for the giveaway next week. Again, LDO is sponsoring a Orbiter 2.5 and a Galileo. I did the thing. But LDO is going to be sponsoring a Galileo 2 and a Orbiter 2.5. And then Micro Swiss is going to sponsor 2 of the Flowtech hot ends, 2 separate users, 1 of each. So you get a Flowtech hot end for whatever printer you choose. And then Polymaker says give away more filament. It says give away a few more spools. Again, I don't know what a few more spools are, but tonight we're going to give away this week's spool. We gave away last week's spool on, I think, Sunday of last week, and then we didn't stream all the way through till now. So we're a little, it's been a long time since I've seen your faces. So, but yeah, so little Mr. Matt and 3D Medic Vince, if you guys have not entered for the giveaway, please do. Currently, it only shows me one entry. So if you did enter and I had to clear it, so re-enter. So you should be okay to re-enter. If you don't, let me know. I'll turn it off back on and it should be fine. But yeah, so Captain, I see you've been doing your, was it the do ender, right? So that's awesome. Awesome. Nobody enter. I win by default. Well, Captain, I will cross my fingers that you win. All right, I'll cross my fingers for you. I see that 3D Medic Vince was crowned the first, and then that got bounced to Captain Kern, and then, of course, Deadman 208, my little nephew Matty. So my little nephew. Yes. So, like I said, tonight we're not going to be doing anything. I may stream this weekend. I have to shoot a text to someone tomorrow. I might be going on a road trip, about 3.5 hours. I might be, let me fill you guys in on some things because I haven't really had a chance to talk to you guys. I'm still patiently waiting for my sponsored Centauri Carbon to come. Hopefully it'll be here, before Murph. It would be kind of cool to have it here before Murph. We could do a stream with it, but worst case scenario, maybe if the company that is sponsoring it has it and brings it with them, I can just bring it home from Murph. That'd be pretty cool too, right? Yeah, the do ender. However, the Neo Max will end up as NGs. Nice. Your phone was in your hand when the notification popped up. Because see, now it's saying Vince is the third, which is weird, but okay. No matter what, I'm glad you guys are here. Back to a few things. One, first off, let me say thank you to 3D Medic Vince. He helped me out of a little bit of a bind, and I'm very grateful, good sir. Thank you very much for that. But no, I have the Centauri Carbon coming. Hopefully the company that is sponsoring it, maybe they'll have them and bring one for me to Murph. That'd be pretty sweet to be able to bring that home with me. And then we can, play around with that on the following week's stream and get it out of the box. That's going to suck so bad because I want to get that thing fired up. I want to start printing some stuff on it. I want to print that lab rack 10-inch 3D printable rack. I want to print that so bad. but I need a few things. I need some, I'll have to get the parts list and put it out there. If anybody wants to, it'll be in my Amazon wish list, the stuff I need. So if anybody wants to help with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. What does it mean, pick a number? Type in a number, just something that you'll know, so that this way down the road, if I ever have any doubt about who the winner was, I can ask them, what number did you pick? And then you tell me, and then I know that it's actually you. So that's why I say pick a number. Just you put a random number in there, and then I can ask you what that number is, and then I'll know it was definitely you and not somebody trying to pretend to be you. But the road trip, potentially tomorrow or Saturday, there's going to be a road trip. The road trip is going to consist of me driving 3.5 hours to Southern Illinois to pick up something that I may or may not have told you guys about already. And if I haven't, I will now. The PO Poly Magneto X. I have a PO Poly Magneto X coming. Thankfully, someone in the community caught wind that PO Poly had a return unit that they wanted to get into someone's hands, and they thought of me. And PO Poly said, "Are you willing to pick it up?" And I said, "A $2,000 experimental printer that is kind of out there, but you're not selling anymore, but you have them on your website for sale?" Yes. So I don't all know what is coming with it. My understanding is it is unopened box, potentially first round, which means problems. We'll get that big bad boy back here. We'll fire up a stream, and we will stream our experience with it. That way, if there's any issues, PO Poly will be able to cut back to the live stream, see what issues we were having. And hopefully they're willing to honor parts and replacement things. I don't really know. I don't know what's going to come of that. But so the PO Poly will be, PO Poly Magneto X will be here. Very, much larger, a 300 by 400. It's what is it? Is it 400 by 300 by 300 or 400 by 300 by 3? I forget the exact dimensions, but it'll be, a larger printer. So it'll be kind of fun to have that. I will have to make sure that anyone with a pacemaker has been warned before they enter my office, so that this way, if I fire that thing up, I don't potentially set off their pacemaker. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We're going to have a couple new toys here. Obviously I've got high hopes for the Centauri Carbon. Like I said, I want that to be kind of like a workhorse. We'll do some projects and stuff with it. The lab racks thing is really kind of like top of my list things I want to do, because a lot of you guys know I have a lot of these laying around. So I kind of wanted to take the Raspberry Pis and the Libre boards and consolidate them into something. Captain Kern says 400, 300, 300. Yes, I agree. But I want to consolidate these into a nice little rack that I can basically have, that I can load different stuff on, play around with, have for whatever. Even like silly stuff, for instance, like custom built printers and stuff. I could put a little lab racks in the middle and have all the Pis, maybe have all the Pis in a little lab racks. And then if I go somewhere, I can always just disconnect the lab racks, take it with me, get there, and then just plug the printers in and have them conveniently, neatly tucked away in a little rack that would sit out and have all the Pis in it. So things I'm going to be looking for is a small little switch that I can mount in there, a little 10-inch rack. So a small little switch I can mount in there, some way to get power to it. Probably wouldn't hurt, since the Pis all have PoE nowadays. A lot of these things have a PoE board, like breakout board and stuff you can throw on them. Get the PoE boards and then get a PoE switch to put in there. That way I can just basically and power everything from right there, and then just run them all PoE. That'd be kind of cool. So we'll build that out and play around with it. And it won't necessarily be just for running printers on. It'll be for something, and who knows, maybe I'll build a neat little one to take to work with me and have on my desk, because I am fascinated by the lab racks project. I don't know if I've shown you guys this in the past. I'm pretty sure I have, but Let me go to Maker World real quick here. I'll grab the link to what I'm talking about if anybody else is interested in adding this to their, if anybody's interested in adding this to their whole spiel. It's from Make Elements on YouTube. Dude's a pretty cool dude. I told him I was going to be building one of these on stream at some point when I got a printer that would be capable of doing so. And he was like, yeah, do it. Show it to me when you do it. So, but there's the link to the project. Lots of different files to print. And then obviously configure it how you want to. Let me do this too while we're at it. Ready? Right screen. There we go. We'll click accept and it'll go away. But there we go. See, I like the design of this one. It's nothing against Mandic. You know, Mandic really, nothing against his design. I just like this one. It uses M6 heat inserts and then M6 screws to mount everything. And overall, and he's got this design, the design of this thing just hits me right. I like this. And the cool part is I should be able to get the info to like Happy Manufacturing. You guys may see him in chats. I can get the info to him. I could even get him to cut me some custom acrylic panels for it. So maybe I could have him do up some custom side panels here where this gray panel is. Do a custom gray panel that has like the MakerMind Nexus logo on the side. And then the top panel here has where you can put a fan in it, or you can have like a solid panel. These front panels here where it says lab racks, I could ultimately modify that. But I like the lab racks. I just need to get a multicolor printer so that I could actually print the lab racks. My thought is black and green because those are kind of my colors, blacks and greens. So I figured maybe we'll do blacks and greens. You know, and then for the side panels, I don't know what kind of acrylics that Happy has access to. If he's got just like a smoked acrylic, that'd be kind of cool, you know. Do like a smoked acrylic panel for the sides and the back, or the sides and the top. They'd be kind of cool. But right down here, he's got the build materials, what you're going to need, your bomb, as it were. M6 by 10 button head screws, 16 are required for the frame, additional for the racks. You can buy them here. He's got a link. And then the M6 brass inserts are M8 OD with a M4 in length. So I'd have to find some of those. So I'm going to find this stuff. I'll get it tossed in my wish list if anybody wants to hook me up. Greatly appreciated so we can get this thing built. But like I said, just in general, it seems like a really sweet little project. Benny! What's going on, Benny? Good to see you. Hey, Benny, next Thursday, probably 4 p.m. Central, but between 4 and 5 p.m. Okay, between 4 and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, next Thursday, we're doing the giveaway. We're doing my 2K Plus, I'm calling it now, since we're over 2,000 now. So my 2K Plus giveaway stream. But yes, it's good to see you, Benny. I'm glad you are here. Yes, it has been a long time no see, and I'm glad you're here, man. We were just talking about, I'm going to find his YouTube channel real quick, because I don't know how many of you have seen the video for this, but if you haven't already, let me go ahead and copy this, paste it in here. And it's come on, there we go. I can't even dismiss that, go away. Pause, no, gosh, darn it. Loud. There we go. That's his YouTube channel, and that's actually the video to his little lab racks video that he did with his 3D printable 10-inch modular rack. If you haven't seen his channel, if you haven't subbed to his channel, he's got way more people than I do. He's 102,000 subscribers right now, so go give him a sub if you haven't. He makes a lot of cool 3D printed projects. Not just 3D printed projects, but lots of cool projects in general. He plays around with a lot of like the SBCs and does stuff. He's got some water cooling of Raspberry Pis and other devices. So he does all kinds of stuff. Great content creator. Go follow him, show him some love. But yeah, I saw that on his one day. I was kind of snooping 10-inch, like 10-inch 3D printable racks, and that had just, like he had just released it the day that I saw the video. So it was pretty cool. Like I said, nothing against Mandic's design. I like his, but I like the overall aesthetic of the Lab Racks kit. I like more. So for me personally, I want to support Mandic. I really do, but I just like this one more. So following him, Benny, awesome. Yeah, he's always pumping out great content. So definitely worth the follow. Definitely way smarter than me. Cannot lie. Definitely way smarter than me. But no, guys, I more or less started a little early. Please remember to click the link pinned in chat to enter for your chance to win a spool of Polymaker filament, because these streams are sponsored by Polymaker. They allow me to give away filament to people. When it comes to the printer rehab project, which we're going to be working on a printer. I was hoping to do more streaming into this month, but there's a lot going on. Summer now, I don't have a lot of time. I'm in summer mode. I'm also going to be, next week, I've got a bunch of interviews to do for an assistant for me at work. That'll help lighten the load a little bit. But there very well could be a stream tomorrow, like maybe a day stream. I'm contemplating taking tomorrow off because the neighbor's tree fell through my fence. So I'm contemplating taking the day off tomorrow to kind of tend to that, and possibly even, if possible, do that road trip to southern Illinois, the 3.5 hours, and maybe pick up a toy to bring home, so that Saturday I won't have to do that, and maybe Saturday we can have a let's check out the Magneto X stream, you know? But I do thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I do know, Tin Talon, good to see you, man. I do know that tonight on Meet the Polymaker, they are going to have 3D HP Jerry. I'll let you guys in on a dirty little secret. That could have been me. Could have been me. But because of the way things had played out with my daughter's surgery and whatnot, and timing just wasn't lined up right. So that being said, that it could have been me, that means keep your eyes peeled on the Polymakers Meet the Polymaker on Thursday nights, that streams right around the same time as I end my streams normally, because I may have to have a short stream and then go do something else, or maybe end my stream and then watch a stream that maybe I take part in. By the way, guys, I want to kind of touch back on something that we had talked about on the last stream. The Havoc, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to click the link, Havoc. Everybody, I'm telling everybody, click that link. Let's get more people involved. I will tell you guys that I was doing a little more thinking, and I had some more thoughts in my head for the chat we had about getting an old food truck, or even at this point, I'm thinking like a short bus might work. We can probably make a short bus work, or getting a concession trailer and doing the mobile printer repair slash, take it to the events and just pull it up to the door, and people can just bring stuff to us. We can either work on it, rebuild it, and give it away to somebody else, or, take it home, use it for parts, whatever the case may be, So that's the, that itself, you'll hurt yourself. But that's been kind of like running around in my head, and I had another thought for the unit. And I kind of wonder, I know you guys will be down, so it's not really a big thing. And I know I'm covered in cat hair, so don't be alarmed. The dogs, the cats, they cuddled me after work, and I'm wearing a black shirt, so of course the hair shows. So I hope I'm not messing with anyone's ADHD right now, looking all disheveled, look at that. But the other thought that I had was, what if when I take the vehicle places, what if, for instance, in the after hours of Murphs and Earths or 3D Printopias and Rocky Mountains, what if in the evening hours I was able to get not just like your bigger name YouTubers, content creators, but small makers that go to these events. What if I was to get them in to sit down for like a half hour, just kind of a half hour chat session? You know, just talk to them about maybe who they are, get to know these people, who they are, what their specialty is, and then maybe just find out a little bit more about them, whatever they're comfortable talking about. And then I could record these sessions and then break them down over time, maybe release one every, like one a week, and do like a half hour to hour long, just us sitting in there, microphones, just chatting. And the cool part would be is I could set up the rig to have like a, basically just do like 2 chairs at the back. If we did like a food truck or something, against the back doors have 2 chairs and like, you know, a little table in the middle, and then 2 microphones, just have like webcam or something mounted from the ceiling that kind of points at us. And then it's just, it'd be a simple like plug in the laptop, load up OBS, hit record, start recording the interactions back and forth about like, hi, you all know who I am, this is who this is what they do, let's get into it. And then turn it into like a not just a larger content creator thing, but like all people in the makerspace would have the ability to come on and talk. And we could do that, like I said, either in the evening hours when it's kind of in the downtime, or as I just take this thing and move around to events other than like the Rep Rap Fest. If I take it, say for some reason there's a like a STEM fair going on somewhere, and I bring it to the STEM fair, I could maybe bring in you know, the STEM teacher to talk about their, like how 3D printing and making helps them in their area, and you guys would be able to just like meet interesting and new people and maybe help get the word out about them. I think it's a pretty cool idea. My wife was like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. And y'all know I love to talk, so I think it'd be pretty awesome. Cousin and your dad? Yeah. Watching on the TV? That's fine. Hi, family. Steve Machado, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. A beer and a conversation. I don't drink, but if they wanted to, yeah, we could definitely do something like that where they could just, you know, and like I said, we just turn it into like half hour, 45-minute. If it starts to become popular and we've got time, maybe do hour-long sessions. And the cool part is, record them for YouTube, and then it could become like, you know, the Maker podcast, or like the Mobile Makers podcast or something like that, and then put it out there as like an audio form. So like people who've got, you know, a half hour, 45-minute drive to work every day can have something to listen to on their way into work. So that could be pretty cool. And then if it took off and it became something more, that would be awesome too, because it'd be just like a little side project off of, you know, doing the printer rehab, because I'd be taking this thing places to do that, and while I'm at it, sit down and talk to people. And even if people who are receiving these printers, maybe, you know, they're wanting to tell their story, you know, if somebody wanted to come on and just tell a story, and it doesn't have to necessarily be like maker related, it's just to get to know these people more, you know. It'd be cool, keep it kind of makery, but again, at the same time, I think a lot of us in many hobbies like we are, we're very inquisitive people. We like to know and learn and just hear stories. So I figure maybe be something cool. So people are gross. Yes, they are. So have to remember to clean down the set after every show, right? But no, like I said, I think it'd be a pretty cool idea. Now the big thing is going to be acquiring the funds to make the first part of that happen, so that then this way the second part can be the additional. So the first part is finding a vehicle that we can convert, whether it be, I was thinking, instead of doing like the short bus, doing like a longer short bus, maybe, if we're going to use a bus. And then the nice part there would be we could just take out the back few rows of seats. Like I said, I didn't necessarily want to use a bus or like a large box truck because I want to be so high off the ground. Lysol, ultimate bed cleaner. Yes. But I didn't necessarily want to be way up off the ground, but then I thought about it. If I went with one of the longer variants of a short bus, I could get one with a lift, like the lift gate on the side. And then that could help with loading and unloading, as well as if someone wants to come and, come up and be, recorded for later broadcast, we would be able to accommodate getting them in and out of it. So something like that would be a little bit easier for pretty much everyone. And then it would, like I said, it also make it easier for when people bring printers and stuff. We can just basically drop the lift, put a little chain around, tell them set it on the lift, and then when the lift gets full, we pull it up, slide everything in, and then send the lift back down, and they can just put it on the lift, and up it comes, and in it goes. So the lift could be nice for that. So that was another thought: find a bus with a lift on it. But because with a bus, we'd have a little room, like I said, possibly in the back of it, we'd have some room to set up the studio section where we would have that. And like I said, just throw, slap a laptop in there with a webcam mounted to the ceiling so it's out of the way, a couple of microphones for us to talk into, and bam, there you go. And the cool part is it's a bus. Get a couple of self-tappers and just screw a couple of boom arms right into the back wall and have them just come right out. And you just sit, like this and talk. And just one camera angle just right on us. Two microphones right here so that we can, or one on either side or whatever. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying. Like, well, figure it out. The layout can be one of those later things, but right now the biggest part's going to be funding, and if anybody has access to what I'm looking for, which again, like an old food truck, if it has the equipment, that's a bonus because I can sell off the equipment to help get money to put back into the project to kind of build it out. But it's really only going to need to have storage for the obvious, like storing parts, printers, things like that. Basically one counter, if it's a food truck, where the sliding window is, if it has a nice long counter right there, so we could actually like work on a printer off to the side, and as people come up to talk, or they'd be able to talk at the window, pass things through, whatever. And then lots of storage for motors, stepper drivers, boards, things like that, stuff that we would have on there to rebuild printers and try and do turnarounds at the event, like get a printer fixed. And then like, if you don't have a printer and you want to get into 3D printing and you're, maybe your financial situation is not the greatest, come see us, and then, we can load it up ahead of time. And the cool part is, depending on where we're at the event and if they're okay with it, if I maybe got a pull-out couch bed, like a pull-out couch for the studio portion in the rear, I could just fold that out and sleep on that, or heck, just sleep on the couch itself, Then I wouldn't necessarily need to look for a place to go either. Thoughts on the vehicle? Solar, of course, up top with some kind of a generator and some batteries. Would like to have a small hand washing sink in there just to keep things clean. Just load it with some water, have a regular water tank and a gray water tank for whatever, So have a small sink, and then maybe a little mini fridge for beverages and whatnot. So mini fridge, small sink, and a counter. That's really all I'm thinking of. Maybe a microwave. If I'm going to be at the event all day and I'm hungry, I have a microwave, But other than that, I don't even, it doesn't even have to have anything crazy, just shelf space, You might know a guy getting rid of a trailer. Well, Havoc, just keep me in mind and let me know, and as close to free as possible, Rohan cappies for giveaways. That could be cool. Do some cappy builds. And then, start rebuilding all the printers into cappies. So just take all those parts and just building cappies out of them. That could be an interesting one, Havoc. But like I said, guys, I mean, it's just like, I'm very passionate about this idea, and I like the idea of being able to have something mobile that we can take to events. And then who knows, maybe next year for Rocky Mountain, I can convince them to let me pull the vehicle into the event and then have like shore power plug in for power. Because how cool would that be? Like the big double, for those of you who've been to Rocky Mountain, they've got the big roll up doors. How cool would it be that, instead of having, like just instead of having a table, I can just pull the vehicle in, park it against the wall, shut it down so it's off, and then just plug right into the wall and have everything powered off of that. And then, you know, people can just come up to the vehicle and talk to me there. And then at Midwest Rep Fest, maybe convince them to let me pull it right inside the big door and park it off to one corner somewhere. I mean, how cool would that be? I'm sure Justin would love that. Yeah, I don't think he will, and I don't think they will, but I could always park it outside, you know, maybe outside the door in the parking lot there. Shane, you've been there, so you know. A lot of you guys have been there, so you know there's the side doors there. Maybe I could just park it right outside the side door, and they could just have that side door roped off. You know, even if they have like the big garage door, if the weather is permittable, open the big door and just have like stanchions set up so that people can't just step under and step out. They have to like come out to it, pull it right up. Can't pull it right up to the door. I know, fire code and all that fun stuff, but and maybe Midwest would let me, like I said, maybe they'd let me pull it in and people could come up and talk to us right at the window. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, you know. I know it's most likely not going to happen, and I know that the like East Coast Rep Fest, aka 3D Print Urfia, is not going to be in the same place. I think this is their last year, if I remember, if memory serves. Yeah. You get Justin to let you do that, and I'll bring my 40-foot RV and park it inside and as a maker hangout. See, now somebody's trying to take my idea and just make it different. See, if that's the case, when we go to Midwest Rep Fest, Captain, this is where you need to bring your RV. Midwest Rep Fest is right there at the fairgrounds, and they have that. So the cool part for me is like I could pull up outside the venue, people can walk in and out, and then at the end of the venue, I can just start it up, pull up to the spot, plug into shore power, and, you know, be good for the night, and then, you know, wake up and move it back up to the door. Yeah. Well, Captain, it doesn't have to be yours to borrow it to come to Midwest Rep Fest all the way out in Amish country, Goshen, Indiana in 2 weeks. Yeah. It's coming up pretty quick. Always people try and take advantage of the system. Yep, Steven, that's how it works. But for those of you who are just popping in who didn't hear, let me rehash some stuff. One, giveaway next Thursday, tentatively 4:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, tentatively. And we're going to be giving away 2 items sponsored by LDO, 2 items sponsored by Micro Swiss, and a few more. I give away a few more is what Polymaker said. So the 2 LDO items are, again, a Galileo 2.5, or sorry, Galileo 2.0, the Galileo 2, and then a Orbiter 2.5. The Micro Swiss giveaway will consist of 2 of their Flowtech hot ends for your printer of choice. So one winner will win 1, 2 total being given away. Camera was like, oh, yes. So again, there will be 4 winners there, and then Polymaker just says give away a few more rolls. Normally I give away 1, so what's a few more? We'll find out together. So we'll give away some more filament. That will be next Thursday, tentatively 4:00. Next Sunday is Father's Day. Yes, it is. Paul Cumber, good to see you, Paul. Hope you are doing better. Hope things are going good. But yes, next Sunday is Father's Day. Not this coming, the following. Yeah, the following Sunday is Father's Day. And then, yes. Sabu, you take 30 rolls if they want to get rid of them. Yeah, I'm down for that too. I am. I'm not even gonna lie. You need a Flowtech for the Rapido, or you need a Flowtech for a Rapido mount. Interesting. You see a Delta to my left. You mean my right? That's my right, your left. That one right there? Or that one up there? Or that one right there? Oh, camera, bad camera. So this one back here is an old 12 volt, like probably 12-year-old. Yeah, the little one in the corner. Steve Machado, I will bring it with me. You can have it at Murph. I was going to give it to Mitch because it's an old dinosaur that it does apparently work, but I have never gotten it to work. There's no self-leveling, no nothing. It's an old 12 volt system running very old, I think proprietary firmware. If you were to replace the board with something more current, maybe add in, you know, a smart effector, stuff like that, could be fun. Yes, Stephen Machado, I do remember you are bringing one for me to play around with. Yes, yes. We will have fun with that, sir. Don't you worry. What happened in the background? It looks like it looks like a demilitarized zone. Here, let me jump back here and then turn this on so it'll follow me. I have lots of stuff. I need to clean my office. I have lots and lots of stuff people have given me to help rebuild printers and stuff with. A lot of it is just like some motors and wires and miscellaneous 3D printed parts that they had that they were going to use for projects that they didn't, that they figured maybe I could use for projects. So I really need to go through all that stuff. I think one day when I'm sitting around, I'll start opening boxes. We'll just start pulling stuff out, and if anybody wants things, I'll just start creating boxes and you cover shipping and I'll send it to you, kind of a thing, just to get the stuff that I know I'm not going to need or probably won't. I can get that boxed up, and if you want it, it'll be like I said, you just cover shipping and I'll send it to you, kind of a thing. So if there's stuff you want, let me know and we'll box it up, you cover shipping, and it's yours. What's going on, Jack in the shop? So again, back to what I was saying before I got all squirrel brained. Again, so next Thursday, tentatively 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to do the 2K giveaway. It may be 5, but it'll be between 4 and 5. Pushing for 4. I'm going to do the the 2K plus giveaway because we're over 2K now. We're going to do the 2K plus giveaway. Again, Micro Swiss is sponsoring 2 separate winners. Each one will get to pick a Flowtech hot-end for their printer of choice. So if you win one of those, you will give me your info and which one you want. I will forward that to Micro Swiss. They will then get it boxed up and shipped out. And then LDO, it'll be the same thing. We'll have the Galileo 2 and a Orbiter 2.5. We'll draw for one. Whoever wins that, you get me your info. I forward that to Jason. Jason will get that sent out to you. And then we'll give away the other one. Same thing. I'll get your info. We'll forward that to Jason. Jason will get that sent out to you. And then Polymaker, it will be like we do every single time. I will just randomly give away some filament while we're streaming. And whoever wins that roll of filament will fill out the sheet. And then whoever wins gets the roll of filament. And we move on. There's no big grand prize. It will be a 1 prize per person. So if you win something, it's yours. If you choose to make a trade with someone after the fact, feel free to do so. That's up to you to decide, but you'll want to you'll want to talk amongst yourselves and let me know. I will give it 24 hours before I send off all the winners' info to the companies. So if 2 of you are chatting and you decide that you want to swap, please let me know quickly, and then we'll make that happen. You got 2 printers / parts you're bringing to Murph, an X1 and another printer, you forget the name. Dan Adams, how you doing, good sir? Good to see you. Are you bringing those as, are you bringing those as tribute, sir? Or are you bringing those as for you to have and play around with? Are you bringing those for Dan to monkey with for Dan while Dan is making the delicious jambalaya? Don't forget, I'm only going to be there on Sunday. I may come in Saturday night. I'm going to put this out there again. What the filament? What the filament? Yeah, no, not what the filament. Polymaker. I will put this out there again. If things get done early enough on Saturday, I will leave out Saturday evening. I just hope that there is someone or somewhere for me to stay if that's an option. So the thought will be I will be probably, you know, oh, for the drawing. It's Polymaker. We'll be giving those away. Yeah. So like tonight's giveaway is for a spool of Polymaker. Next week's giveaway will be for a few spools of Polymaker. They said give away a few more. So it'll be several winners. So hopefully this week, me blasting it out there that we're going to be doing this and putting it on the socials and stuff. Hopefully that'll get people interested. And then I'm going to double check with the boss tonight and see if she's okay with the 4 o'clock start time, 4 o'clock Central Standard. For those who don't know, CST. Bit busy, just saw that I was live. See if you can drop in. JPP, awesome, good sir. Hey, JPP, here's what's going to happen, man. Life is getting in the way of everything. I will bring the Ender, and I'll bring the Ender 3 and the Ender 5 with me to Midwest. At Midwest, we will break down the Ender 5 for the parts that you want, and then we will see what happens with the Ender 3 and getting stuff done with it. Worst case scenario, sir, it's a project for you to finish on your streams. I mean, the hardware is there. Some of the basic configure stuff is there, you know. Got to run? All right, Dan Adams, you have fun, good sir. They're for you to do whatever you want with. Oh, Dan Adams, thank you very much, good sir. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so one way or another, JPP, we will get this stuff back to you. What we can do with it, we'll figure out while we're at the event. We'll figure out how we're going to do whatever it is we're going to do with them. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get it figured out. But I figured the Ender 5, for sure, we can at least get that broke down into the parts that you want, and then I'll just bring home with me whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just bring home whatever's left of it, and we will kind of rebuild it out and make it into something kind of cool to have as a background piece and print on and play with. And it'll give me, like, in downtime, we'll have things to tinker with here at house, like whenever we're not working on printers specifically for giveaway, to give away to someone. And Dan Adams is now adding 2 more printers to that list, so that's awesome. Again, thank you, sir. Get them up, get them running, get them functioning. And I may be bringing a printer in the background to just randomly forget I have and not bring home. I may. I can't promise anything because I don't know. I'll have to see what kind of space I have available. But gang, no, I'm very blessed and very thankful for all the stuff that's been going on, even though there's been a lot of bad stuff going on. There's been a lot of you that have been helping, supporting us, and helping us get through some of the BS. So I'm very grateful and very thankful for that. I know that, you know, I don't stream for a while, and then I pop on for like three streams, like bam, bam, bam. But it is what it is, you know. Is there a way to connect the Sovel to the computer? Yeah, use the USB cable, plug it directly in, but I wouldn't do that. I highly recommend against connecting it to the computer like that. You could do certain things, but I'm going to tell you right now, nephew of mine, your skill set for doing those things is still a bit low. Learn the printer better before you want to play around with stuff like that, okay? There are ways to do it using something called Octoprint and a Raspberry Pi, which is one of these guys right here. You take one of these, you install Octoprint on it, and then you would plug the printer into this, and then you would connect it to your internet, and then you would be able to use a web interface to talk to it. You can also set up your slicer to do that too. However, don't run off and do that. First get more comfortable with your printer before you start playing around with that kind of stuff, because if something breaks, you want to know how to fix it. So, because Uncle Dan lives too far away to fix it, and you'd be down without that printer for quite some time, you know, because the trips to see you have been far less than the trips for you guys to come up here. And at some point, Aunt Sammy and the kids and I would love to come down and see you guys, but it's never a financial thing that we can afford. But one day, maybe I'll have a fancy 3D printing wagon that I'll like roll down there in and have an event around your place. Who knows? But I'm just telling you right now, hang tight on that. I don't want to see my nephew with one working good printer have a no longer good working printer. So we not buying it to tear mess and then try again. Well, Zambu, because he's only got the one working printer and a couple of other printers that are in need of some assistance, one of which is still here with me that one day we'll play around with. Yeah, I don't want him to lose his one and only good working printer to you know, doing that. Icon, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, it's getting toasty in here. It's like 80s today, so a little toasty in my office. I don't have a working AC at the moment, so, but yeah. So when he's got more printers to play around with, like there is one there that he could kind of tinker with more, but I mean, my suggestion to him is find those models that he can sell legally without any kind of repercussion. The Lurge, yes, your Lurge. The Lurge, was it the IX or XI? I forget which way Lurge does that, but yeah. 3D print a fan, Paul Cumber, yes, maybe. But no, I don't even know what the hell I was going to say now. I lost myself. Oh, my suggestion for my lovely little nephew would be is to find those models and yeah, sell without repercussions at your school. Yes. Tell us about the AC. It's broke. It doesn't power on anymore. That thing is ancient. It's dead. It needs to be taken out of here. Ideally, I'd like to put a window in there and then get one of those little like units that sits on the ground that you can just duct out the window. That way I can actually have a window to open and close when it's nice. Because right now I just have the big door open and flies come in like crazy because I don't have a screen door on that. But yeah. You have like 20. Nice. Get a split. A mini split was a thought, but financially I can't afford that. But it was a thought to put in a mini split. I'd like to get one because then this way in the wintertime I can use that to heat this too if I get the heat pump variant of a mini split. But yeah, it was definitely a thought because I could basically just pump the lines out around to the back of the garage or even mount it on the back wall there and have it just push in here. Yeah. About $600. Yeah. You put a split in every room? Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, honestly. Put a mini split in here would be nice. Like I said, I was looking at one that's got like the heat pump unit. Trying to find one that's like a 110, not a 220, but you know, really beggars can't be choosers. So if one does happen to show up, I'll definitely do that. My wife sent me a picture of her with the puppies curled up on her because they were being little snots because daddy's out here and they want me in the house. They all have heat pumps nowadays. All right, sweet. Well, there you go. That answers that. I would like to get one. Keep my office out here a little bit toasty in the wintertime and a little warm in the summer or cool in the summer. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but yeah, you can. Look at that. I've had this phone for 3 years now. And last night I was going downstairs to go to the bathroom and my phone fell and hit the floor. And I heard the sound of a very hard glass making impact with floor. And I was like, ooh, that didn't sound good. And I went to the bathroom and I looked down at my phone screen and yeah. My screen protector. Oh, I wish it was a screen protector. I don't have a screen protector on it. It is the screen itself. The screen itself is broken. That is not a screen protector. There is no screen protector on this. So that damage is just all up in the business. If you didn't own a townhouse, you'd have mini split in every room. Yeah, I'd like to get The problem I have upstairs in my house is my ceilings are sloped so much that I'd have to get like a floor mounted split to put in up there. And I'd like to get probably like one of the double units, you know, like the one exterior unit and then the two with the two interior units, and put those in like my bedroom area, because it's such a large space upstairs. It's pretty much a large portion of the upstairs of my home is all one big room, and in the summertime it gets miserable up there, even with a little floor unit. A little bit of packing tape and a little go for 100,000. Yeah. Time for a new phone. Yeah, well, that's another one of those things. It's like, again, financially forked, so I can't afford to. So we'll just use it till the glass starts tearing my finger up, and then I'll have to, you know, even if I got to go get one of those little $20, $30 ones. I did get approved into T-Mobile's Starlink phone service, but I don't have T-Mobile. So I had thought about switching to T-Mobile and trying out the Starlink cellular and see how that does, but I don't know. Maybe if money was falling out of my butthole, I could do that. LTX, good to see you. Hey, click the link, get entered for your chance to win a roll of Polymaker. Yeah, sorry, Zabu. That thing is older than this. Like, that thing is probably 15, maybe 16 years old, and it just quit. I mean, it's 15, 16 years old. I'm not even worried about it at this point. It came with the house when I bought it, because it was upstairs in the upstairs. It was upstairs. It came with the house when we bought it. The upstairs of the house has no forced air of any kind. What quit on it? Well, I plug it in, I hit power, it doesn't turn on. So, and I've tried hitting the reset a few times inside the plug and seeing if maybe it's the little breaker inside, and that doesn't seem to work. I don't even know if it clicks anymore, to be honest with you. It's not something I'm going to worry too much about, because right now I'm fine. If I have to cross that bridge and put in an AC unit, I have another AC unit out in the garage, another window shaker out in the garage that I let my neighbor borrow last year that she returned. Actually, I gave it to her last year, but she didn't want it, so she gave it back to me at the end of summer. So I can always just pop that one out of the window and pop the other one in, plug it in, turn it on, and it'll be fine. It's not crazy right now. Like I said, it's like 80 degrees, so it's not terrible. It's when it gets to be 100 plus outside every day that it gets real bad in here. And there have been times in the past where you watch the streams, I'm sitting in here when the AC wasn't working and I'm like sweating like crazy, and I ramp the stream in like half hour, 45 minutes so I can go back in the house. But yeah, I do plan to kind of do some more stuff. It's just little by little, whenever I make a poor financial decision and instead of paying a bill, I buy something for here. Thankfully, YouTube had started to make money until I ended up not streaming as much. Last month, I did not hit the $100 threshold, but the month before that, I managed to hit $200. That helped greatly, because that paid the car insurance for last month. And then this month, we didn't make it. But, yeah, no. You've been on an eBay rampage the last 2 or 3 weeks? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of try to figure some stuff out. You've made $17.12 on YouTube. Is that total or just this month? Because I think this month I've made less than that, so I think you're beating me. Actually, I'm quite certain that I've made less than that, so I'm quite certain that you've beat me. Let's see here. I'm going to go to YouTube and then click on Studio. Get you a bag. Yeah, well, Captain, I know you do a lot of like kind of cross streaming too between YouTube and Twitch. So, um, oh no, I guess my estimated revenue for the last 28 days isn't accurate. I don't need 28 days. Let me go back to my analytics here real quick. Let's go to revenue and let's bump that down to 7 days. $1.80 for the month. You need to give DLLP 300. Tech Jeeper, what's going on, man? Hey, Tech Jeeper, I know I asked and I know things got a little crazy, but are you like super slam with projects and the whole 3D printing rehab web page thing going to be a bit of a, is it going to be a bit of a, I should probably talk with Shane and see if I can get him to assist me in getting it set up. I'm just trying to find out because I have to get with Zombu and get some server info so that I can know what accounts I need set up so that like I have access and whoever else it'll be will have access so they can get in and do whatever they got to do. You've been going after power supplies, curve tracers, and Tektronic scopes. Oh yeah, I'm still sitting here waiting for you. Yeah, Zombu, I'm more or less, if you just create an account for me that can allow me to create accounts for them, that's great too. And then if you just want to message me what whatever you set it up with. Nope, we're good. If you look through the doc I sent you, find out if it's the right path or if it's kind of overkill. I mean, in the beginning, really, here's what I'm thinking. In the beginning, really, all I want is just like a basic site that says, hey, this is who we are, and this is what we're planning to do. And then we can work on the other stuff as it grows and there's more interest. So for the most part, an informative thing where people can go and maybe have just like a basic user login for right now if they wanted to create accounts. So like a basic account management, the website itself, and then you know, kind of let it grow as the site, as things are going on and people are kind of looking for stuff or requesting things, we can kind of grow it from there. So it's not something that, you know, needs to be 110% right now. Just getting the basic footprint out there, having the domain name live where we can tell people, go here, check out the website, this is what we do. You can find out more about what it is. If you'd like to get involved, maybe put them on a wait list. So have some kind of like a wait list that when we get ready, we can reach out to them and say, hey guys, you signed up for the wait list. We're looking to expand and invite more people in. If you're still interested, please go here. And then they can, you know, log into their account and, you know, we can give them an option to sign up for being a part of the actual project in their area. Something like that. But yeah, so Zombu, if you want to get me a basic setup and if you want to set something up for Tech Jeeper, and then I think you have both of us on Discord, you can just message us on Discord. Tech Jeeper is going to need access. Like if you just want to give us both like God mode access so that this way, if he needs something or doesn't have what he needs and he's not available, I can push it out there or vice versa. So if you could do that, and then maybe if you can get with Mr. Shammy, and since he's got the domain name, if you could get with him and get him all the info he needs to forward it. Yeah, get SSE. Yeah, yep, that'll work. Tech Jeeper, are you fluent and comfortable enough to install the things that you need? You'll only remove FTP access to upload files probably wouldn't hurt too. So yeah, this way, because what's going to happen, Zombu and Tech Jeeper, from my understanding, is this, okay? Zombu set us up a server, like a full-blown, we've got it, it's ours, we can do whatever with it. If you're comfortable installing the packages you need and doing the stuff you need to do to make it look beautiful, you do that. Maddie, have a good evening, sir. Give the fam hugs for me. Tell them that we love them. But, so... yeah, Tech Jeeper, if you're comfortable basically setting up what you need and building it out the way, you know, building it out, have at it, man, do your thing. I'll just be there as kind of like, you know, the back end. If you need help, I can be your help if you're not able to do something. But you're going to be able to do pretty much everything you need to do from anywhere you're going to be. So I think we'll be good. But so yeah, so if you just want to get us both set up Zombu with accounts, get them sent off, that'd be great. Hey, DeWitt, what's going on? DeWitt 3D, how are you, good sir? Hey, I've got some news again, and then we're going to wrap this thing up because I believe our good friend Jerry is going to be on the Meet the Maker on Polymaker stream here in a few minutes. If I remember right, I think it starts at, is it 6 or 7 that it goes live? Meet the Polymaker. Let's go to Polymaker. Polymaker. Let's go look and see when they're live. They will be live at 6 p.m. with 3DHP Jerry. So we're going to wrap this thing up here pretty quick. I'm going to do the giveaway for the spool of filament. So if you haven't entered, link is right there. Click the link, get entered for your chance to win it. So what I'm hearing is install crypto mining and split the revenue. Yes. No. But I like where your head's at. But yeah, so get this thing, you know, so yeah, Zombu, just hit up TechJeeper and I, get us the info. TechJeeper, get in there, start doing your thing. When you're ready, you can let Zombu know, and Zombu and Shammy know, and they can work on getting the domain forwarding to it. And then once it is up and running and it's being forwarded to, then we can start blasting it out there. TechJeeper, don't forget to put, you know, down at the bottom, you know, you'll want to make sure you put, like, you know, site design by, and put a link to something for you if you want to, you know, do that. I have zero issues with any of us advertising for ourselves. I really don't care, as long as you're not advertising your inappropriate content. You can do that on your stuff. I got to keep it somewhat family friendly, because I do want people of all ages to use it. So we got to keep it somewhat family friendly, you know. Maybe on the website down the road we can add in when I go live, it pops up the live now, and they can click on that and take them to the channel. I am thinking to use. I'm thinking about doing some stuff on Twitch again. I got like over 3,000 followers on Twitch, so I probably should start doing stuff on Twitch again, you know. Your OnlyFans is cooking content. Well, there you go, TechJeeper. I don't blame you, man. Everybody get your bag. Gotta do the hustle. Sorry, Jack. Yeah, no. I mean, you could. You can. I can't guarantee you that it'll stay there before it gets deleted, but I mean, you could. But let's go ahead and get ready to do this here giveaway for a roll of Polymaker filament, sponsored by Polymaker. There's 15 of you responding. 15 responses, 18 currently watching. Again, I don't do the must be present to win, so whoever the winner is, I will just send you an email with a code and a link. Click the link, put in the code, they send you back a coupon code. You go buy your roll of filament or use it towards your purchase on the website. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn off responses here in 5, 4, 3. I agree, Tin Talon. Me too. I wish I would have got some, but I didn't. 3, 2, 1.5, 1 1/8, 1 1/16, 1. All right. Responses are off. Let me highlight the names here. Let me get your YouTuber name. Boom. Scroll on down. All right. Again, there was 15 responses. Let me get to the good old wheel of names. The wheel. If my keyboard will let me. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, floor. It's a vodka joke. Wheel of names. There we go. Let's clear the wheel real quick. And then Control V, paste in the new wheel. And then we'll jump over to the right screen here so you guys can see it. Let's close the ads. And there you go. There's 15 of you. 15 names on there. You know it's an odd number because we don't have another black tile in there. So, DeWitt 3D. Since you were one of my last ones in, I haven't seen you in forever. I love you, man. You pick a number between 1 and 20. It's on DeWitt. It's on DeWitt, Captain. It's on DeWitt. DeWitt gets to pick. All right. 13 it is. 13. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Are you ready? There we go. Who's going to be the lucky winner tonight? And the lucky winner is Tech Jeeper, the Footman. All right, Tech Jeeper, you win. I will get that taken care of, and we'll get that sent over to you. So let me go ahead and switch back to this, because you guys know me. I try to get this done during the stream. So let me go in here, click here. Tech Jeeper, I know what you're getting. You're getting yourself some HTPLA, aren't you? Yep. Tech Jeeper's going to get himself some HTPLA. All right, let me go to my partner form real quick and get the information that I need. All right. Come on, keyboard. My keyboard is... And then it was for tonight's giveaway. For today, value is 1. Copy. All right. Now we just got to wait patiently for the response. While we're waiting patiently for the response, let's go here. Dang it. I thought I had your email saved already, Tech Jeeper, from other things, but I guess I don't. Not a big deal. We just go back to the form. Let's get Tech Jeeper. Gotta go get your email address, good sir. Come on. I clicked on that. All right, let's find Tech Jeeper in the list. There he is. Yes, I should know this email address for you. It's a very unique one that fits you very well, sir. Come on. Let's go back here. 2. There we go. Subject line. You are the wiener. Okay. It's funny because, yeah. Tin Talent, have a good evening. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of jail. Happy 3D printing, all that fun stuff. I got to get the code copied here real quick and send this off. And then we're going to wrap this bad boy up and go watch 3D HP Jerry over on the Polymaker stream. I do hope that you get a roll of HTPLA. Okay. There we go. And send. All right. Tech Jeeper, check your email. Should have a message here pretty quick. I got to close this, close this, close this. Remove. Close this, leave it. Close this, stupid fly. Close this. I'm closing a bunch of stuff. We're getting there. All right. I'm going to go to Polymaker stream. Get ready for the Jerry stream, which is coming up here pretty freaking quick. I see Jerry's already in the chat. I wonder why Jerry would already be in the chat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Paul Cumber, have yourself a wonderful evening. Well, Tin Talon, try to stay on the right side of the bars. Let's put it that way. Everybody else, Skyrim, hello. We're just wrapping up the stream, actually. We're getting ready to go over to the Polymaker stream because our good friend 3DHP Jerry is going to be live on there here momentarily. I'm waiting patiently for it to pop up. Once it says that we're waiting for them, so hopefully it'll go live here pretty quick. And then I can end my stream and hopefully roll it over to theirs. You know? That'd be pretty cool. So kind of just filling in time. But how is Skyrim today? There we go. You guys hear that intro music? You know what time it is. All right, let's go into the edit and let's see if I can add Polymaker now as a rollover. Customize, scroll down. Details, scroll down. Where is it? Where is it? Where is my option to roll off when I'm done? So under customize and I just missed it. There we go. Yes, add a redirect. There we go. Let's search for channels. Is Polymaker showing up in the list? They are not showing up in my list. Well, dadgummit, Polymaker, you gotta make it so it's available. Let's see, I'm type Polymaker, if it'll go. Polymaker, there's me and there's him and that's it. And themselves, oh, there it is. It says redirect privileges needed. Ask Polymaker to add you to their live redirect list in the communities tab. I'm gonna have to ask them to do that so I can. All right, well, since we're all waiting for those who I can't redirect, let me hit copy, Control V. All right, everybody go over there. I'll see you guys all over. Dan the Big Z. Thank you, Dan the Big Z. I know who that could be. Maybe. Finally get to catch a stream. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes. All right, guys. Stream is over. Next Thursday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, tentatively. Most likely between 4 and 5. We'll go live. We're giving away stuff. Hope to see you guys there. Yeah, my usual spiel. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of jail. Happy 3D printing and all the things. And don't forget, an old printer is better than no printer. I'll talk to you guys all next Thursday for sure. Possibly before then.